I'm Jacques, player on Foggy, number 24. Let the other people introduce themselves.
You want to go,
Yeah, I'll
Patrick?
go. I'm Patrick. I'm Foggy. I think I'm number 29.
And I'm Leo. I played on Red Dawn. I was number 17.
And Leo and I know each other because we're current college teammates at Brown. So I brought him on here to talk about this game. I think we'll start by talking about YCC 2018, which we can talk about as this is rolling because it was a good year for Foggy, and we also happened to play Red Dawn in the quarterfinals in this exact same matchup.
If I remember correctly, I think the score ended up 15-6. Foggy.
It was something like that, yeah.
I think it was 8. Was it 8-0 at halftime?
I don't remember.
Well, yeah, the game was a blur. Honestly, it went by pretty quick. You guys probably scored one in the first half. You guys probably scored one.
That sounds right.
You guys are also like just came from like playing Devil or something like Universe or something.
Yeah,
like
it was 12-9, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh. PK.
Yeah, so it kind of
PK, what happened?
Yeah, that was first play of the game. I just got completely roasted by Leo. Started off the game hot,
Yeah, the throw there by Michael Tao. He's a rising freshman going to UCLA. So UCLA with a lot of pickups for this upcoming year, actually.
Yeah, so before this game, I was talking with my boy Asher, also on Foggy, who happened to be injured this game. And so Asher was injured, so he was kind of watching Bay Area warm up. And you saw Michael throw like one flick, kind of some like a little squatting like warm up flick. And he was like, that kid is nice. And I was like, oh, come on, man. Can't believe that. That was one throw. And then first point of the game, he throws a flick hook like that. So Asher knew what he was talking about, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think Michael got a Worlds tryout this past round.
He did.
He's the real deal.
Yeah. Big man.
Jacques, were you handling for Foggy, or like did you just start in various different places?
Yeah, I kind of did both. It was pretty fluid, I'd say. I'd say I usually started downfield, but ended up handling by the end, probably. Marcello.
Yeah.
So that's one of our captains right there, number 43. Happens to be PK's roommate at Mary Wash. Definitely a good guy.
Fiery character.
He had a one big hat spike later in the game.
Yeah, he did.
Legendary hat spike.
Yes.
Every single one of these teenage boys, but I regret to inform you that I
yeah, so entering this game, we kind of had beat you guys badly the year before, and I don't know about what you would say, PK, but I personally felt like that some of us were not as prepared as we should have been for the game, or like
yeah, definitely the start. We did not have that much energy at all.
Did y'all have any like specific planning against us?
No, I wouldn't say so. We didn't really do any specific game plan. I mean, maybe just the coaches had stuff in mind, but
yeah. I mean, I know for defense we ran a lot of like for a couple of throws to disrupt like pool plays. Like we ran like a sag or like a zone for a couple of throws. But
for sure.
Yeah, another nice play from Noah.
Yeah, Michael with a really nice inside break back there.
Yeah.
With the disc right now is Aiden Curry. He was a big part of Berkeley High. That was my high school team's nationals run, high school nationals run.
Yeah, so about like Wilson, my high school played Berkeley at high school nationals, and after playing Berkeley and after playing Red Dawn, like it was easy for me to see like a lot of similarities like in the play. I felt like specifically like in like both teams were very like spread the disc around very well. You didn't often see it wasn't the disc wasn't dominated by a couple players. It was spread around very evenly, which made it hard to play defense against you guys. Which also I think helps you guys like fly under the radar a little bit compared to other like youth scenes.
Yeah, I think we had like a group of like 7 or 8 folks from the from Berkeley High on Red Dawn, and we'd played together since like freshman year, and all had pretty solid disc skills. And then there were a few folks like Michael Tao from Gun High School, but I think like there was a lot of chemistry between folks in the Bay Area because we'd been playing together for a really long time, and I think part of our team like culture was being really selfless as possible, and so I think that helped us a lot.
Yeah, that throw right there should not have worked. I'm just gonna say that, but
yeah,
but it did.
Michael Tao does throw some sketchy.
My man Gross got to hit the deck. Leo with the pull.
Yeah, why don't we each do one? I've got one.
We got 4 Brown BMO players in this game, 3 on the Red Dawn side and me on the Foggy side. So I'd say probably the most highly represented college in this game, most likely. maybe you got like a UVA or UCLA, but those are in-state. So
yeah, well now, yeah, I think there are something like 7 players who are going to be on UCLA.
Dang.
Or are on UCLA, either 6 or 7, something like that.
That's crazy.
Now I'm just trying to think of things that will stump you.
For example, wait, let's see. On the mark there was Marshall Wildman, who's who also played for Berkeley High, who's going to UCLA.
Yeah. So yeah, I rewatched this game recently, and a lot of teams played a lot of zone, especially when we both played pretty clean offense. So most of the time we were going downwind. Teams played a lot of zone when we were going downwind, which I thought was effective on both sides. Both teams, I thought, did a pretty good job with their zone D. I know yeah, go ahead, PK.
I wasn't on offense at all, but I just know on the sideline when you guys were in this like zony junkie thing when we were in the end zone, it was super stressful to watch you guys try to like get it in.
Yeah,
you guys were slow.
we weren't good near the end zone against zone.
Yeah,
we got a little greedy for sure.
Well, I mean, you've got McKnight with all of the scoobers.
Yeah. When I was making the highlight video for Foggy, at this point the commentator says, "Oh no, we're just gonna do more scoobers," and I just like threw it in like the middle of the video, and then had like 4 more McKnight scoobers after that. Because he was
played that song too.
He was letting them fly. They were all pretty good.
Yeah. You did that like all tournament too.
What'd you say?
You did that like all tournament or scoobers out of nowhere.
Yeah, but
So we've got Noah Balburick here with the disc. He's at Brown with me and Jacques.
So these 2 teams looking fairly identical at this point. So I guess it's strength on strength. Tao gets it through the middle there, cycles it up to Rosner.
I do think that whatever team utilizes
Riley playing with his shirt in his mouth. Classic.
Yeah.
I remember the commentators were so amazed by that the whole time. It's all they could talk about. It's how Riley could play with a shirt in his mouth.
Yeah, and they talked about how Stanley Peterson who played on Colorado Mama Bird. That was like his thing, and they were saying like, "Oh, is he trying to emulate Stanley Peterson?" And really, no. Like he's just been doing that for a while. It's just his thing. But
has he ever explained it to you why he does it?
No, but I think it's just like a habit. Like any kind of thing like that, it's just kind of like a good luck charm. Like you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, gotta respect it. Good player.
Yeah, he Riley pulling here also. Won Freshman of the Year, playing for UCLA. Massive throws. Oh, you can see here, Red Dawn, we were playing a very switchy downfield defense against the vert stack. That was something we practiced a lot, and y'all did a pretty good job of attacking the dead zones. But I think later in the game, you can kind of see as the game goes on, like our switches get a bit more tight. But for now, we're kind of just getting cooked. Like Aaron just runs right around me.
Yeah.
And he's been throwing righty all game, so that's an off dominant hand throw in motion from McKnight for the goal, and they make it look easy.
They definitely do. Very clean looks right now.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, McKnight like ran deep at one point during that point, and then our offense was like super messed up for like 5 seconds until
for a little bit. Yeah.
until he ran right back to the disc.
Yep.
We relied on that man a lot.
I remember asking a little bit more about this and receiving a great answer over the Facebook live stream, which is another reason why we really value.
All right, PK, when you gonna make a play out here?
This player whose name
I don't think I make a play. All I know is this dude number 4 was I struggled to guard, and that was super close.
Yeah, I don't think there was any way I could have kept it in, but
yeah, your wrist landed first, right? If I remember correctly, yeah, it did.
Yes,
it did.
That was an argument.
Yeah, it was like I did it on purpose, you know. Gotta make sure I'm on.
So this is the first turnover of the game. First time we're going upwind with our D-line. Our D-line offense was pretty bad throughout the tournament, I thought.
It definitely was not very good.
But I feel like whenever we had players like being confident with the disc, I thought we did real well. And I think this point kind of highlights that.
Yeah.
Which kind of, yeah.
Yeah, our O-line defense was classic, like low effort switch a lot. And we just get.
Yeah. Pro tip, you ever see PK fake a hammer or a big backhand? He never throws it.
I'm throwing it, dude.
No, catch it, watch. Backhand fake, nope. Hammer fake,
Look at the
nope.
hammer. I was going to throw the hammer, Jack, don't worry.
Sasha will throw it, though. Sasha, our only lefty, or no, we had one other lefty, but our only healthy lefty for the season.
Yeah.
He balled out.
Sasha's super sneaky with his lefty flicks, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad blew the upline coverage, but our defense in general wasn't super great after that turnover. So.
Yeah. Nope.
There's the hammer fake.
Nope. All you D3 kids in Virginia, don't fall for Patrick's hammer fakes.
I'm throwing that.
Yeah, so that was an upwind break, and the wind was, I think, at some point, like before the stream started, there was some graphic that was, I think the wind was like about 10 miles an hour coming from right to left on your screens. And there were gusts of up to like 15 miles per hour. So it was pretty solidly upwind, downwind, and you can kind of, so that upwind break was pretty big. Yeah, and we can skip over this point, you know.
I mean, you boost a backhand right here.
Into nowhere.
truck stop.
Well, there's some wind, like you said. It was a
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah, I thought it would turn over, but
Yeah.
I think I was throwing to Danny Landesman, who's at Mama Bird now, and he's so quick. You can see he'll get a bunch of goals later in the game. But I think I kind of got eyes for him and just shanked it. Solid stuff. And then more low effort switchy defense from us.
Yeah.
That's kind of the package deal that you want in a win.
We had a pretty good line out here for
this is kind of stuck.
well, yeah, we kind of hit a hybrid O-line D-line here, going for a downwind score. But I think
and it was also
halfway through the point you realize you kind of don't really have chemistry together.
Yeah.
Some of our players don't really know what we're doing. I forget what happens, but it was rough a little bit.
This was at when the score got to 4, whoever got to 4 first, there was a heat timeout because it was pretty hot that day.
Oh yeah.
And so I think y'all had just rested, and so
We
put
rolled
on
Oh, there you go, PK. There you go.
Sir.
Beating my man Luca.
Yeah.
There you go, PK. About time you get on the board.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
A
so
lot of y'all had really nice quick release back end rounds, of course. Mac with the
Well, I search online for
there. Oh, let me get a nice replay.
Which I
Great throw.
say the 2 recipients that I could think of are Tulsa Douglas, who
yeah, nice backhand. Oh nope.
we saw her playing for Brute Squad.
Throws it here.
And then the second time.
Who is in the main area? I believe he's one of the coaches.
Pretty sure after that point, even though we got like a second break of the game, I remember one of our coaches, probably Ty, flick pulled Jack.
That might have been my last flick pull of my career right there. My last pull ever, maybe. That might have been my last pull ever.
I know our D-line was talking about how we did have 2 breaks, but we didn't really like force a turnover per se on like any of those points. We're still trying to like look for a way we could force a D from you guys.
Yeah.
Program, and there's a foul call there as the body of the defender Isaac
Kyle Liu with the disc here with the red headband. He's going to Cal Poly, freshman, rising freshman. Super quick, dude. Yeah.
He was guarding me a lot this game. He was pretty good. Yeah. So I remember on this point, so the whole truck stop team is to the left of the screen here.
Oh yeah.
And they're on the sidelines and they're a little like drunk or whatever. They're yelling. And so I was really trying to like make a play and I get a hand on that disc and tip it. I thought I had a D. But instead I get roasted the rest of the point because I kind of give up. So I pick someone else to watch for the point if you do.
Yep, Jason Huang with the disc. Back to Kyle. Yeah, Kyle did a bunch of work on this point. Great around flex. Oh, and there's with the disc right now is Itai Chang, and he's at University of Oregon. He also got a Worlds tryout.
And there's a score, no contest, no violation there.
And there's Keaton. Keaton does a similar thing to Riley, actually. He often puts his necklace in his mouth. But
talk about that.
Very quick. Yeah.
We only got Bay Area boys in the chat right now. They've completely taken over the WAFC YouTube page.
Hey.
Where's the DMV at?
Yeah, DMV's got a show because right now it's like at least 10 Bay Area kids and no WAFC kids. So looking a little low right now. I knew you guys would show out though.
Which is a common mistake ritual, and everyone on the team does it, and it's a way to acknowledge, right, that you just got.
Yeah, they're talking about mistake rituals here. Did y'all like? I know because they talk about. Oh, speaking of mistakes, lone switch. October just runs down the field.
Yeah. People at UNC where McKnight's going to school, they like to call it the McFlick. That's what they've named his flick hook. And
not to score and hold quickly.
Classic.
Wind
Yeah,
condition now
it's a kind of slow wind up. It's hand
It is.
blockable for sure.
oh, yep, foot blockable maybe.
No one so far on the Facebook feed
But,
has answered our question, your trivia question on the naming of the Donovan
Yeah,
Award.
when in doubt, we just threw it up to Tober, our big man, 6'5" at least.
That's fact. He's like
I think he had
6'7",
like
dude.
6'7"? I don't know
Yeah.
his height for real.
He's so tall.
So tall.
And he's lengthy too.
Yeah. More coordinated than a lot of the other big guys I've played with too.
Yeah, that is really he had good throws for being so tall and long.
Yeah, and he had hands too. Like,
Yeah,
I only remember him dropping. Oh my god.
That was a sick throw.
Go
That's
Seth
crazy.
Wells there. Seth is also going to Colorado with Danny. And they have great chemistry, as you can see right there. But no, I counted it out, and the stall count was 8 seconds.
They
long.
never equal 10, Leo. Come on. The
I
average.
know. My
Yeah.
point being that it was
Oh.
longer than the average club.
PK.
Let's get cooked
Okay.
up again.
Got to see that disc, my man.
Yeah.
Getting burned out
Honestly,
here
the
left and right.
throw was better than the
Yeah.
run. That was a super nice touch there.
We talked a little bit, right, when there's a stoppage that it gives
Where does that guy go to college? Is he still in high school? Number 4?
Number 4. He goes to Sonoma State, I think. Yeah. They play the circuit in California.
Cameron Hodgkinson, you win a Fulcrum T-shirt.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's true.
The commentators in this game were a hoot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever got someone's name right.
There was a couple, but definitely messed up a couple names. A lot of names.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Pulled out my inner McKnight right there.
Was very well known in our little region for
Did y'all talk about our zone at all in like timeouts and stuff?
No, I don't remember us having a strong zone O like philosophy. Mostly it was just McKnight and me kind of quarterbacking from the backfield, and other people. I think there was some defined stuff downfield, but mostly it was just like try not to turn it, which we do right here.
Yeah, E-type flying in there.
Yeah. Here I attempt a bad switch just so I can get to guard you, Leo. I tell my man Tober to switch off, and then that leads to a free up line. But
Elliot Rosenberg, who is also at Brown with us.
She actually had a kind of a heart episode, and we lost her.
Yeah, this was scary right here. I was like, oh, jeez, we're blowing it already. But
they named the award after her after some consideration and thought, which
Yeah,
really
tough trying to sneak it down there.
I really appreciate that they did that for her, and we.
Yeah, it's rough field.
Well, thank you for that, Aaron. I think that's important to remember. You know, those that
We kind of wilded out with some throws when we were breaking through our zone. There's some people in this game and in one of our other games, we would just kind of throw whatever after we got through the first wall defense. But then, like PK was saying earlier, this is where we got stuck all the time.
Yeah, this was super stressful to at least watch. I didn't play in it, but
no, it was a little stressful to play.
Red Dawn in a zone look still.
It was a very conscious decision for us to stick in our zone, because I think there are a few points where y'all like transition into zone right before the end zone, and then we get favorable matchups. And I think we were worried about that the other way. Like we wanted, like if we were going to do, it's funny because we did a lot of switchy defense when the field was long, but we wanted to stay in our zone as much as possible once we got near the end zone, just because in the compressed space, it worked better than when y'all had a lot more of the field to work with. And so we were pretty happy actually with, I don't think we forced any zone any turns right next to the end zone, but I think like just we wanted to force a lot of throws, and that's what we were able to do. Just build mental fatigue over the course of the games.
Right. My understanding is that if they do have to kind of weigh in, it's often in kind of paraphrased rules and maybe hypotheticals, right? And
there's not going to be the contest.
What was the call here? Yeah, I remember I had no idea what was going on.
Riley called a stall on me because I remember I was trying to like do some little quarterbacking and like try to get a goal out of like telling people where to move and stuff, which was ambitious. And Riley called a stall. Argued for 3 times the amount of time we should have argued, but we got it.
Classic.
I forget what happens, but I think we score.
Allowed to say yes, paragraph B says, and kind of paraphrase the rule. And I think that's kind of similar to what the instructional observer is for. Is to just remind you what the rule says.
So there's the score. Aaron Bart.
Yeah, Aaron Rosenthal putting in work, confusing everybody, running around in circles.
Yeah,
that man's fast.
Makes it hold here as they take a 7-5 lead. Good game so
yeah, right there, Andrew London with the goal. Multi-talented man. Just released a new album on Spotify called Summertime Rain, I believe.
Okay.
Absolute
that out.
banger.
Absolute banger. Also the lead role in a musical recently. Man of many talents.
Ooh.
Definitely a ladies' man too.
For sure.
You name it, he's got it. Number 38, Andrew London.
Okay. Was that prepared at all?
No. Well, I knew his banger off the top of my head for sure, but saw him catch
It's an everyday listen, to be honest. At least once a day.
Definitely.
Sure.
Some more zone. I know my dad hates zone, so probably wasn't the best.
Why does your dad hate zone?
Because it's boring to watch a little bit, and I see what he means. You see a
very
lot of top videographers hate zone. Less highlights, I guess.
Mr.
And it takes up. Yeah. It takes up more SD card space.
That's true. That too.
Oh. Center there as Noah Ball Burke, one of the Brown commits, will reset his position. Rosner with the disc. Looking for
Here we go.
Reset to
oh, and here you can see Danny totally cuts off Seth's cut. And Seth, always the humble player, lets his teammate, his future teammate, go. But
PK, you got something to say to yourself?
Bro, I was there if the other dude wasn't there. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying that was what, 3 goals scored on you in 6 points in 6 out of 6, 3 out of 6.
You don't have to bring it up, Jock. It's fine.
Once I rewatched this game, I knew exactly what I was going to start saying on the stream.
I knew you were going to say something.
There's a reason why I asked you to come. There's a reason why I asked you to come on this crew, PK. I didn't pick a random Foggy teammate at random.
Yeah, I'm getting flamed in chat by the Madhouse boys.
So for Red Dawn, we need to see a line that can go defensively upwind.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
We're still being outnumbered by Bay Area people by a lot. I saw McKnight pulled up though, so
yeah, McKnight's here.
glad to see that.
Oh, well, he stayed till the end.
Tober is still here. Let's go. Well,
PK, shout out to Will.
Yeah. Here we go, our classic split stack jump. Me and Will. You guys figured it out this time, though.
Yeah, I was not. we're gonna do that again. We've got our switchy, saggy stuff going. Oh, and I think Danny crossed over here for the D point.
Yeah,
I think we were ready.
Here. Yeah, if we score, we take half. Yeah, so I think at this point, kind of like after we got our first break and got up like 5-3, I felt like we kind of started to take our foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Just remembering last year a little bit and being pretty tired probably from other games. definitely, I felt like we didn't play very well at the end of the first half and start of the second. Didn't have much sense of urgency. I think kind of showed some of our throws too. We get a little lazy sometimes.
Wants to put this to
Like this, a little lazy, but
up to Bartlett.
Red Dawn seems to be in
we were fine for the most part.
Straight up mark on the shooter.
Ooh,
Wow, a nice
my man flew.
Yeah, E-Tide with always has huge vids.
First Bartlett and then Rosenthal.
Yeah.
Bartlett again has to do another one.
Speaking of lazy throws.
Yeah, pushed down by the wind. That throw from McKnight not effective as it gets pushed away from Rosenthal's bid. And now a chance.
Oh, Will guarding Leo.
Gets a little bit excited.
Classic matchup. Were you guarding Will like the whole game?
For a lot of the game. I mean, like we didn't really, our team didn't have many tall folks.
That's true. Yeah, I exploit that at one point later in the game, but oh, my man was not in. My man was not in.
I'm like, everybody get off the field.
You tell him. You tell him. Oh, Aaron's in the chat. Let's go. Yeah, my man was not in.
I think this was talked about for a while too.
Yeah, I mean,
because look, like he's in the air when he catches it, and I think, like I'm pretty sure he got over the line. Like it's not the white line; it's like the blue line behind it. I think he was in. But.
I mean, y'all score in like half a second, but
yeah, this was talked about for way too long too.
There weren't many foul calls. Actually, there was one that blew me later though. We're gonna get there.
What?
We'll get there.
The Mars one, the Mars Danny one.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some words about that call.
Other than that, it was perfectly fine. Didn't see any calls. We had one bad bid, but yeah. The observers, I think, were trying to enforce their way into the game a little bit. I remember sometimes we had it settled, and then they'd come in and confuse stuff.
Yeah, and also, I think the reason why I was like saying everybody get off the field is because like the classic like celebrating before the observer rules the goal.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting really mad or whatever.
So Viadro.
Keaton Viadro was a rock for the.
Yeah, he was making me run a lot when I was guarding him.
Oh, and Kyle picks number 4 really badly, but no call.
All right. Point before half. We definitely had like our kill line out here. Yeah, PK crossing over. There you go, PK. There's some shine. Playing some O. There you go.
Play O for Mary Wash now.
Do you guys have a big line out here, Leo? Looks like it.
Yeah, we really wanted this one. I think we crossed over Noah from the O line. Crossed over a couple folks. Yeah, we had Danny as well. Because this would have been a downwind break. Would have been able to cash in that upwinder, but McKnight was really working the uplines. Like
yeah,
using his body really well.
Yeah, so there, McKnight throws a lefty backhand to me in the reset space, and Luca makes a great bid at it. Just misses, but he gets called back for like a stall or something. And at this point, this is like late in the tournament, and I play with McKnight a lot, so I know that he's going to throw the same thing no matter what. He always does that. Whenever there's a stoppage, he'll come out, he'll throw the same throw and just chance it. And it works out pretty much every time.
He does that with Hux too. Like if he gets called back, he'll like.
I've never noticed that, but
I feel like he did that in our game against UNC.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah. But here we go. Here's about to be round 3. Luca with another bid. Oh, if McKnight caught that, I was gone. Luca would have known what hit him.
I think Mars.
Hey.
Mars gets it back.
Mars gets it back.
Too.
My man takes one for the team though. Oh, he's back in. I thought he hurt himself.
I think he's cramping or something.
Oh, he was cramping heavy this game.
Well, he's got the strap tight.
He wasn't
No
fully
wonder
healthy,
he was
if I
so
remember.
slow.
Oh,
Dang, all right.
He gets cooked a few times.
my
Like,
man, he's faster than me in the water, though. All the Foggy boys know that. Faster than me in the water.
Mustaches are a thing with a lot of men's teams, I think. There's the mustationals idea.
and we've got the commentators talking about mustaches.
Yep.
Love it.
Classic.
Graham, I can't talk about that right now. I'm focused on the game. Just looking at the YouTube chat.
I should tune into the YouTube chat.
Yeah, you can maybe let us in on these
Yeah,
Berkeley
I think
inside
there's a lot
jokes
of-
because
Yeah.
a lot of the chat is flying over my head right now.
Okay. I'm worried about my
Oh, I was gone right here.
Yeah,
That was like the
I was
same thing
starting
that happened to
to-
your hug.
Yeah,
It like because there was more of a crosswind than we realized. Crosswind going away from the camera.
for
We
sure.
all kind of
for sure.
interpreted it just as like a straight upwind downwind, but
Yeah.
crosswind we didn't.
That looked really pretty.
We didn't
went
take
up,
into
but
account.
Just a little bit of gust from right behind us had
Was I guarding you? I think I was guarding you. We guard each other a fair amount, Leo. This was we didn't really guard each other when we played at HSNI. So this is kind of
No,
our first time guarding each other.
Well, at High School National Invite, Berkeley High only played zone.
That's true.
So
I remember we guard each other like one or two like half points.
So
Oh, Ron.
so that was a massive foul. And we just
Yeah,
like let that be
definitely
known. Like
Yeah, it was a foul.
I think we'll see the replay here, but like and Kyle wasn't even gonna call a foul for a hot stack.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I actually like messed up pretty big time. I was making a highlight video and I just misremembered like this whole of like I remember the play and I just like in my head I was like I remembered that the guy didn't call foul and I kind of blinked out and just put it in the highlight video. And then only after did I remember like, oh no, there was a foul called. It was contested. If I had known that, I wouldn't have put it in the video, but I blanked. So definitely not a good inclusion. Aaron has enough bids and highlight videos of mine that I didn't need to put that one in.
For sure. He gets big. Oh, also Elliot Rosenberg asks in the chat who won High School National Invite. And just in case anybody forgot, Berkeley High
It
won.
Berkeley.
Won. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think we got a fake bow in here in the chat.
Might be Bo DeCoin. I don't even know how to say these last names.
That's your teammate, my man. Come on.
Yeah. Last name's way too complicated.
Yeah, so this is a big spot right here. Whoever scores takes half.
Yeah, this was huge.
This is, I guess, kind of upwind.
Jacques with some buttery around backhands right around me. I cannot block your backhands this game.
We hit turn. Oh, that was clean.
Thank goodness you didn't throw that under to me, Jack. I was about to get blown up.
I know better than throw past you, PK. Yeah, so that's halftime.
Yeah, that was a really tough point just because we had a bunch of chances to break there, and that would have been a really great because we come on a half pulling on defense, 2 points down, and that's just like a really scary position to be in.
Yeah, look, I was gone right here. If you're not, you see me, I was booking it.
Yeah, but Itai comes from right behind the stack.
That's true. Itai's no problem.
Yeah. That was a hell of a pretty sequence. Lots of really quick backhands.
If Luca got a hand on that, that would have been wild.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a play like that in my life. Would love to.
Well, You've never laid
Jack,
out in your life.
Yeah, Jack, have you been bidding in college at all?
Leo, I don't know if you remember that practice in training week. We were running threes, and I actually laid out. So I don't know if you remember
The
that.
one where you slid, you tripped
No,
and
no,
slid.
no.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember now.
It was just a practice, like warm-up drill in practice, and I did. So back off.
Okay, so it's happened once.
Exactly.
That's sick. That's sick, dude.
Right, so
I'm proud.
8-7 at a half.
Was not who the Henry Callahan Award is named for, which
Or
Callahan, known as the Callahan Rules, which later
I
became
guess
the rules that had the observers. So, and
probably,
the award was also part of that. So, my trivia
Uh-oh.
question, there's a turn right off the
ouch,
bat.
that one
Yeah,
hurt.
we had our switchy defense on to guard the pull play, and I think Mars was definitely not the first look. I guess McKnight just goofed it.
I feel like that was our first time coming out in side stack in a while. Don't know if we were completely in tune with what we were doing. Looked like we didn't have a second option available till late. But that was a quick break.
Yeah. Yeah, and Keaton with another score. Lots of hype from Keaton.
Well, Keaton Viadro is making some action happen out here. Gets enthused. Kirkman Davis finds ET.
Yes, he is.
He is getting enthused.
Yeah. Oh, and they call Itai ET. Itai's at Oregon, if I didn't say that already. But
they get that break back.
Yeah.
What I love about this is we just had that.
Did y'all talk about anything in particular at halftime?
Right, and he had to come back and tap it in.
Not that I remember. I mean, we definitely did. I just kind of forget. There was an adjustment we tried to make later on that I'll get to when the point comes. But basically, it had to do with the fact that we didn't think you guys were very aggressive with your throw choices, and at some point you tried to kind of force the issue. And we got what we wanted one time, but failed to get a D. So when that point comes, I'll talk more about that. On offense, I think we just talked about carelessness a little bit because we had some careless turns in the first half. But we basically said my coaches texted me, say we're throwing a lot of casual throws, which I agree with. But we didn't really have any structural changes, I thought. You guys are doing a little switchy thing.
Yeah, I really like that. I think our switches did exactly what we wanted to there. We just had folks coming from y'all shot out a bunch of cuts, but we were able to cover all of them.
Yeah.
Lefty scuba for McKnight for the reset.
Yeah, the lefty scuba reset was one I was definitely ready for. Here we go. By this point, I knew that my bailout option always was the big man Tober.
Well, bailout option, you threw that stall 2 into double coverage. Stall 1.
Not
you caught it and
bailout.
threw it.
Once we don't score on the first 5 passes, I'm looking for Will, first option every time. I mean, like you said, you guys don't have tall people. You guys put someone probably under 6 foot on this man. So I could not let that slide. Had to punish the mismatch. Yeah. That was probably my favorite player of the whole tournament for Foggy.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
The folks in the chat trying to pretend that they are my mom and dad.
Oh, that's crazy.
My mom's last name is Tamagawa and not Gordon.
Wow.
Information.
So which Bay Area people do you think are doing that?
I'm a tall man myself.
Well, if we scroll up, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing the trick to Leo's success is an early bedtime. Okay.
They're going.
Loving this content. I'm guessing it's Aiden Price and Aiden Curry. But that's just a theory.
I've heard they're troublemakers a little bit, so.
You are correct.
Yeah. You guys are going upwind now. We're still doing a little zony thing.
Yeah, I think it's like a sag sort of type of thing.
Yeah, we're still playing pretty person on the back end. PK, I don't see you guarding anyone. Oh. All right, so there it is. Now we're gonna watch the replay if it shows, but do not think Danny got a hand on this one.
But I think it was more that Mars just slapped his hand. That's what I see in the replay. Like,
Yeah, rewind it back.
Marcel's definitely heated after this.
He was that. This was the
I mean,
spike point.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like
I see-
Danny's
I
hand
see.
was there, and he slaps both the hand and the disc. And I don't know. I feel like if he had just slapped the disc, like Danny wouldn't have stopped rotation. But I do think he got some hand. But that's all.
Yeah.
I don't know. How's Danny Landis been supposed to know? How's Marcello supposed to know?
And discs don't lie, and we score. So
It was a little bit of a track of a point, if I remember.
And gets it up to, I believe that's
Maybe not.
yeah.
No, it's not. Sorry.
Yeah, our stack discipline kind of disappeared. But,
Yeah, so like I was saying before, you guys got a very like egalitarian offense, so it's definitely hard to match up because we just kind of felt like anyone could get open, anyone was like willing to throw whatever throws were needed.
yeah,
Definitely.
and this is a solid line from us. This is we didn't really stack any lines, many of our O lines. We had a bunch of folks out there. I think, for example, we've got Jet here who lays out to catch the throw after the pick call, which is crucial, really crucial. Great instincts to finish the play there because that would have been a turnover. But yeah, he was. So we had all kinds of folks playing over us.
What kind of defense is that?
Struggling, Jock.
Okay, then. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on T here. And then, oh yeah, the hat spike.
And then Mars get cooks.
There it is.
Gets cooked.
Hat spike.
It's okay, Mars. Yeah, Cal.
Straight now going this direction. Nice look from Rosner to Landisman.
All right. Nines. It was a pretty cloudy day all around. I remember I was waiting for the sun to come out. I love the sun. But yeah.
Some of which were for his mark to respond to, but most of which were to try to get that downfield.
Yeah, Danny was really, really good and is really good at getting open in the end zone. He did that a lot for Mama Bird this year, actually. He was playing A for them as a freshman.
Yeah. Leo, were you playing mostly O-lines or D-lines?
I was playing, my role was like D-line handler, honestly. But towards the end of the tournament, I played a lot more O. And
yeah, this was a big outing.
What happened? What was going through your mind there, Jacques?
Yeah, I'm gonna let PK take the jab this time, but a mental error. I saw Will like streaking deep, and I was ready to throw. So it happens.
Unbelievable.
Jeez.
Yeah, it looked like you were looking upfield when you went to catch the disc.
I thought we had you guys right here. It was like stall 6 or something on Itai. I had the around covered, but then he just like threw a laser inside flick right here. I thought we had everything covered. I was like, oh.
Right to Elliot.
Yep.
Elliot with a nice
putting in work.
Backhand. And what I really like here is how patient Itai is.
Yeah,
like we're right next to the end zone. He has an option right away, but he waits until Jason toasts. Who's that? Bartlett. Totally dekes Bartlett there.
As well they should be.
Exactly. They have played a near perfect game.
Yeah, that was a really crucial point because for the rest of the game we trade mostly, and so this was a big one. And Jacques with the lazy mark.
Indeed.
reaching instead of shuffling.
In a similar situation here, that'd be pretty interesting if 2 upsets occur and the 1 and 2 seeds both go out in quarters. But we have a long way to go before that.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that these teams obviously graduate players, so you can't just hang around U20 forever. At some point, you're going to be.
I feel like Riley's playing a lot of points.
And most of these players don't get to 20.
Oh yeah.
You guys are using the Foggy 2018 strategy of
That's right.
play 10 guys, run them into the ground.
Yeah.
8 players.
No, you guys haven't used a lot of players.
It's not like a whole team of returners. You know, you say you return
Yeah.
8 to your
Riley,
from a club team.
super lots of endurance.
McKnight rips this to Neeson.
Uh-oh.
Neeson trying to time
Bang.
it. Wow.
Oh god.
Ah.
That one was tough. The commentator, one of the commentators is like, I really love that play from Leo because he makes sure that like he doesn't like foul Jacques. And I was really just deking how hard. I thought I was really beat. I was just like throwing my hands in the air.
I like the defense.
But
Yeah, I was especially hyped for this one after my drop. So it was good to get one.
Maybe an area of opportunity for next time, right?
Ground King, says Elliot in the chat.
Okay, I got off the ground right there. That's all I was gonna say.
Last minute to look for the disc and making contact, resulting in a foul. And Red Dawn will work it down here.
Last point. My boy Liam Araneta, he goes to UCSB. He was on the point, and that was one of his few points of playtime on the weekend.
There you go. Well, he's killing it in the chat. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, so right there, one of the things I was talking about was like throw selection. God damn. And how you guys weren't really like, we didn't think you guys were being very aggressive with your throw selection. So there we just tried to run the zone and kind of overload the near side, thinking that like we kind of doubted that you guys would throw like crossfield hammers like that. But then Michael threw one and we're like, this is great because we had Will, Tober, and Aiden McGurk, 2 of our best deep defenders, like converging. But it was like landed pinpoint in the middle of the 2 of them. It was kind of exactly what we wanted, but kind of a perfect throw from Michael, and you guys got an easy goal.
Yeah. Noah Ballbeer there secure in the bag.
Yeah, up high with 2 hands.
Yes, sir.
London getting involved at this point.
London, hey, towards the end of this game, London was making things happen.
I'm hip.
Yeah. He had his later in the point, his lefty backhand, like for no reason. almost cost us the tournament. But
yeah, I remember that.
There you go, Aaron. My man looking angry.
One of our things early in the tournament, every time we got scored on, we'd like cheer super, super loud. Actually, I think one of our first few games, it was like 7-0 or something, and they score, and we cheer louder than their team is cheering, and their team got really mad at us. But at this point in the tournament, we were a bit too tired to get as hyped as we had earlier in the tournament when we got scored on. So it goes.
Yeah, so now we're really starting to cross over a lot of our O-line guys. McKnight's over on this point. I'm on this point. Morris is out there. So pretty much the 7 we want on here. But we're still stuck in our zone. Which I was a little tired, so I was kind of grateful for that. But I think we still try to do our overload thing a little bit. Like McKnight's creeping towards the middle.
Yeah.
You guys still weren't really throwing much stuff, but I think you threw a nice flick, Leo, that really opened it up.
Yeah, and also Danny there, outlet valve. He's always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the flick. And then got a little give and go with Danny.
Yeah, that was nice.
And then Seth Wells putting in work. And Seth is usually a pretty reserved player. Doesn't really like make a lot of noise, but as you can see after he scores this, he's hyped AF. He's like shouting. It was like the first time Seth had ever life, and it was pretty tight.
No, she's not. I don't know where she is physically anymore.
Nice
I imagine she would be happy to be on the
Damn, PK,
with
you
Red
trailing by
Bull,
like 5 yards.
maybe other commitments.
Don't worry about it, Joe.
Right? But no, yesterday she talked a lot about how often as a coach of some of these Berkeley boys, she repeats this, we need to swing it, we need to attack the break space, we need to, right? And all of these throws and the eventual score are the product of really committing to that. And so I do wonder how many of these players are.
Dude definitely got amped after that point.
No, he was making plays. I remember when we played Berkeley at HS9. There are a lot of players on our team who didn't look like, I don't want to like have this come off the wrong way. They didn't look like physically imposing. They were making plays the entire game. Seth was definitely one of those. Marshall Wildman definitely one of those. Some other people who were just like making plays left and right. Who the pair of twins.
Yep. They are rising seniors now.
Dang. Yeah, before that HS9 game, we actually had a teammate who saw the twins on a tour of Northwestern.
Oh, so for sure.
They knew before. The Oyo had to pull it out. Oh, Aaron Wild's out. Oh man, so close.
Yeah, that's like super similar to that earlier Tau throw.
Let's go, London. London getting
hyped. Let's get it, London.
Oh. Yeah, London was definitely feeling himself. He was in his bag. He was ready to pull out that lefty on the next point. Yeah, that Jones did not come up.
Hands with everybody.
Did not come off clean for Aaron, and my man was almost there.
Yeah, he's got the long black tights with the light socks over them. It's a look, London.
Definitely look. Anything on London's a look, to be honest.
Yeah, so 12-12 game to 14. So we got a couple points left.
You almost got a foot on that, PK.
Ooh.
I was really scared. Worked out.
Oh, we got Will on a D point here. Yeah, he's guarding your deep threat, but your deep threat happened to be a Hamlet at this point, which kind of sucked.
Well, that's the thing. We didn't really have like
set
deep threats or anything like.
It's getting cooked by Leo.
It's okay, PK.
I'm really impressed with these around breaks by Tau in particular.
Oh.
Right, the wide step out, and also just the trust that he for himself, the self-trust. I can hit this. There are a lot of players that at this age would step into that throw and then check it and be like, no, that's too scary, right? And yeah, investing in those wide swings helps open up that front cone because the defense.
They were practicing 8 o'clock at night 2 nights ago.
So we got to score 2 in a row now to win. I think we rock out our normal O-line. We pretty much rocked our normal O-line the whole time, the whole tournament, no matter what the point was. I guess we crossed over Mars here.
I feel like Mars played both like the whole tournament.
Yeah, he did. He was kind of.
Here's a point where switching really does what we want it to do.
Yeah, we had some guys who looked like they were going to be open deep, but you guys shut them down.
Again, pretty accomplished group here. The handle core from Foggy Bottom won this tournament last year. McKnight, Neeson, Rosenthal, Bartlett, all returners.
And McKnight also holds the disc pretty long. Whenever he has it, I feel like
he definitely does.
We had that
quicker. Yeah.
We had that built into our offense that everyone kind of knew. And it was good for our offense also, just because he's such a great thrower. It was not something frowned upon, I'd say.
For sure. I think against the switching, like the faster the disc moved, the more our switches got messed up. And so like we were really comfortable. Like him holding this for a long time gave us a lot of time to communicate and stuff.
Yeah, that could definitely be the case. I honestly didn't see this very well from where I was.
I think there's a replay.
That from that angle, can't see anything.
It certainly should have missed, yes.
All right. So right after that, he throws a lefty McKnight for no reason, and then we go back to our tried and trusted scoring method of McKnight to Will.
Classic.
Yeah. Yeah. It was guarded by Kyle again.
Yeah. So how tall is Kyle?
It's probably like 5'9", 5'8",
oh my God.
something like that.
So there's the downside of the switching, I guess. You end up with a 10-inch height difference between Will and whoever's guarding them.
I mean, we tried to have like we kind of had positions switching. Like we'd have like I'd start at the back and try to take, or me or Danny would start at the back, and whoever was running deep, we'd try to pick him up. But by the end of points, it usually broke down, and there you see Kyle on Tober. So.
Yeah, we definitely got better with identifying when like hucking to Will kind of for no reason was a good option later in the tournament. I remember our first couple of the games, we kind of used him as like a normal like cutter, like deep cutter. We'd throw it to him when he was open, but the thing is like a lot of the times he was open just because he was 5-6 inches taller, and we knew like he wouldn't drop it. But as long as we floated it, like he was going to catch it. Something we definitely got more comfortable with as the tournament went along. Like here, we were like 3 for 3 on hooks to him. Probably should have attempted more this game. Probably should have attempted more the whole tournament. I only remember one that went wrong out of maybe 15. So.
Okay. Pretty good.
So here's Universe. McKnight pulling.
Did McKnight like purposefully take the matchup?
With you? Well, we set matchups on the line for sure. I know that. We still messed him up right on the first point.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if he took it or the coaches put it on him, but you go deep, and then you got a bang.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And Zach, I was running up the sideline, but Zach puts it into the middle of the field. And so I had like 5 yards of separation, but then of course, like by the time it gets there, like 4 people there.
Yeah, so we got my boy McGurk, number 10. He like jumps and gets like his ear basically on Danny's shoulder. And if you like stop it right there, like you don't have to stop it, Fred, but like the freeze frame is crazy. His head is like bent at such a weird angle. Made for a weird game winner a little bit because it was a kind of a weird collision, but
yeah,
good play.
I was really scared that man like broke his neck or something.
Yeah, no, he was chilling. But that was a fun game.
Yeah, this was really cathartic for us just because I think the team hadn't gotten past quarters in like 3 or 4. I don't know if we'd ever gotten past quarters, but so, and like we lost to y'all in the past, and we're all incredibly hyped about it. So
yeah. Well, we won 2018, so I was honestly packing it in for this year. I didn't really care.
Oh, okay. Shit.
I thought Red Dawn deserved a spot in semis for once. That's why I dropped that one, which proved to be the game's deciding turnover. But,
yeah, of course.
But yeah, it was a long day of playing. Good game to end with.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And winning the flip was big because we started going downwind and ended up being a pretty upwind downwind game. So if you're watching this, win the flip. it's good. It's good stuff.
I was probably the one that lost the flip. So there you go.
Through the game for us, Jock.
Yeah. All right. I think that is going to do it for us. Thanks to the 80% Berkeley crowd that we had for killing it in the chat. Oh, we either have PK's mother or someone impersonating PK's mother in the chat.
Oh god.
You never know at this point.
Never know at this point. All started by those Bay Area kids. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Might it be the last one WAFC is doing for a while. But thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the WAFC folks.